So, hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Fritz 11 versus Houdini 4 x64B. And I let them play the winawer system of the French, which arises after moves e4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3 and bishop to b4. And I let them play without opening book or table bases, of course. And yeah, let's see what Fritz is coming up with here. Most probably the move e5. Then I would go c5, a6. Maybe something like this is desirable, with knight here to come, followed up with knight f5, which is a very nice outpost square. But the problem is what to do with that bishop here. You may at some point want to go knight here, b6, and go d5 when this knight here is very well placed, and this would unleash this bishop on this diagonal. But you have to be careful about things like f4, g4, and you have to be careful about f4, g4, and bishop coming here, knight coming over there, and maybe some pawn storm on the king side. This could be an option. The other option is here not to go c5, but to go knight to e7, to go here immediately, to add some pressure to this c5 pawn. Then a6, pawn takes, knight takes, and knight here. I don't know, there is maybe the move g4 and g5, followed up with h4. And then it's very hard to castle because of h5, and then you have this two pawn breaks, either g5 to g6 or h5 to h6. But okay, this can be an option. But okay, let's see. We have knight e7, and now knight to f3 is planned from from Fritz 11. So let's go with knight f3, adding some protection to this pawn. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe something like b6 and bishop e3, c5. No, not c6, c5 of course, and a6. Captures, and c5. When you can push the bishop back, but then you gave white here some ready-made attack on the king side, and yeah, but you may be able to castle queenside. But the problem is this bishop here will never see the sky again, and it's very hard to break this formation here on the queen side. You may have to play either rook f8 or castles and f6 here in that position. This might be an option. So this is one line you can go, I think. But I think white is better here. So knight f3, f6, bishop here, not c5, but maybe bishop to a6 to exchange off this strong bishop for this not so strong bishop. So let's see, white doesn't want to take because it would develop black's knight. So let's say white just castles. Then we would have takes, and c5. And yeah, this position should be a little bit more comfortable than the other position for the black side here, because you don't have any light square bishop. And after h6, I don't know if you want to castle queenside, kingside, because this knight is coming here. This would already threaten mate, and if you go g6, then there are maybe some sacrifices with bishop takes h6. So yeah, and if you go knight f5, then there is maybe g4 coming. So I don't like black in those kind of positions, but it should be playable. Okay, we don't have b6 here. We have to move c5 immediately after knight f3. So c5, and now a3, bishop takes, pawn takes, and now I will go b6. And after bishop e2, I will go bishop to a6. And castles, bishop takes, queen takes, and also castles. Followed up with... not sure. You can also go knight here and knight here at some point. But you can also go the other way around. You can go here to first of all protect this pawn even more, and to maybe be able to take with the knight, and to break with f6. So this could be an option. So let's see. This could be the board position. What are the plans here? If white takes, then this structure here on the queen side is not very good, so probably not taking. So castles, castles, and bishop to here I will go to pin that knight, and then maybe h6, bishop h4, a knight here to break with f6, or maybe this would weaken the king's position somewhat more, so maybe knight here immediately, and then I don't know, rook b8, rook b1, f6, takes, but okay, you lose that pawn here with check, so that's not so great. So after rook b1, you kind of have to defend this pawn somehow. If you go here, you lose that knight. So this bishop is very strong. So h6, g5, and queen here, and to be ready to break with f6. But this is somewhat risky to open the king side like this. Then maybe h5, g4, but where is the knight going? And f6 here, and this would somewhat break up. I don't know, knight f5 here, kicking the bishop and not trapping it, so maybe the bishop wants to go there, and now pawn here, and you somewhat keep this, and you're ready to break with f6, so this might be a possible line. Okay, so how far down the line are we here? What are the other perspectives? Knight f3, c5, a6, bishop takes, pawn takes, and now b6 to get rid of that bishop. Castles, that's not desirable. Bishop g5 is better, I think. a6, bishop g5, knight d7, rook b8, h6, bishop here g5, queen here h5, and something like this. Bishop to g3, bishop f4, and now h6. Yeah, this looks good for black, I think. Maybe you can go a5 and exchange queens at some points. Maybe, yeah. Not sure. Maybe the queen can return back here and attack this h4 pawn. So, but what else can white play? Okay. After this, h6. What about going backwards? Like that. Then you can maybe break with f6. Takes. Okay, this is blocking the queen's attack towards the e6 pawn. So maybe if you want to go back this direction, then maybe to d2. And now knight here, g4, knight there, knight takes, queen takes, and f5, f4. This could very well be an option. But now you have this queen here defending the king side. So this might also be playable for black. So let's see. Castles, bishop b3. So we are currently at that position here. And now the move castles and bishop d3 are an option. I would still go b6 followed by bishop a6, because what else to do with that bishop? It's very hard to do. This knight, where should this be? This is the other question. This knight and this knight. Okay, you can knight c6 or knight d7 are options to either break with f6 or pressurize the e5 pawn via knight f5. But first of all, I want to get rid of this bishop here, of that one. So bishop a6 at some point should be played. Okay, we have the move castles. And let's see what Fritz thinks here. Bishop e2, knight d7 and castles. Bishop e2, knight d7 and castles. This is Fritz's line. Followed up with 7 castles. Followed up with f6 and bishop f4. So something like this. Okay, then you have broken with both the f-pawn and the c-pawn. So this is the other option how you can play this position. Just try to break down and attack white center. So this could be an option. So what is Houdini's line after castles? Bishop d3 h6. Bishop d3 h6. Castles and queen a5. This is also interesting, going after that pawn right here. But what happens if bishop d2? Bishop. Okay, we have bishop d3. So yeah, we are in this line, queen a5. c4 I wouldn't play as if I were Houdini. I would go for something like this, and then b6 to be able to exchange this light square bishop. Okay, currently at the board position, we have this board position here. Bishop d3. So if b6 now, then there is this Greek gift sacrifice, which you have to be aware of in the French. Well, I'm not sure if this is working in this current board position, because a knight can. But you at least have a draw as white. Here I don't know. Oh, yeah. Maybe at some point that move, but I'm currently not sure because the bishop is defending that pawn. So, yeah, but h6 anyway. To maybe not bishop e2, bishop d3, h6. If b6, bishop takes, knight here and queen there. I'm not sure if maybe even something like h4, a slow plan with the plan bishop rook here and rook there. So okay, what to do here? So queen here, king there, and rook there, going after this file here. Knight here doesn't work because this would lead to... I'm not sure if this even leads to a mate, because the knight is defending the square, and currently the queen is attacked. But anyway, if this Greek gift sacrifice is working in this position, I'm not sure, but we have this h6 anyway. And now the move a4 by Fritz. c4. I'm not a fan of c4. What's the continuation? c4, bishop e2, and knight f5. Yeah, but what is if g4 and knight just goes back into h4? There you can really break open the king side. So I'm not sure about knight f5. What does this do? Okay, you don't have to go back. You can exchange knights here, of course. And then the queen is a very nice defender of the queen side. And here you can go knight c6 and f6 and break down white's center. So this could be an option. We have c5, now bishop c4, and now probably the bishop returns to e2, yes. And knight f5, bishop a3. Knight... Okay, knight here and bishop a3. This is what Houdini thinks. Attacking the rook, so the rook moves. And now it's harder to break with f6. g4 is not desirable. Castles, knight here. Yeah, maybe even knight there. To still break with f6. What is white's plan? White's plan is... Yeah, g4 does not do that much because the knight can just go there. But, okay, before all that, bishop here, knight here, maybe you can go h4 to prepare g4. This is very interesting. h4 to prepare g4. Houdini gives the line a5, g4, bishop d7 and g5. Yeah, this looks very annoying. This looks very annoying. Followed by h5, bishop a3. Bishop a3, yeah, this looks like a draw to me. If you then go here at some point, okay, you weakened that square, but how to come here? And knight f5 could be an option at some point. Maybe not now, because the rook is hanging, but bishop here, rook there, bishop takes knight, queen takes knight, and maybe castles, followed by that move, and now you have to get a knight here, maybe via that route, with c6, e7, and f5. Then you have a knight there, but what to do here? This bishop is poor, this square is weak, and this bishop is poor, this square is weak, and there are other ways to play the French, I think. But okay, let's see, a5, g4. Fritz thinks about castling, so let's say a5. We have to move a5. Castles and knight b to d7. Knight b to d7. Knight f3, h4. This could be an option just to eliminate the possibility of knight f5. Although knight f5 anyway takes. Okay, it's true, this pawn becomes weak, but you can break with f6 and this bishop will defend this pawn somehow. So maybe something like this, but not quite sure. but what is white's doing here? Maybe king here. I just try something. G4 takes, takes. No, this just loses a pawn and is completely stupid. So I I would have liked Houdini's line more for white, but okay, we have knight bd7 on the board. Bishop f4 is now what Fritz is thinking. So bishop f4, just to be able to take here after f6, I think. And now this bishop's diagonal is open, and you kind of have a stronghold on e5, and this pawn is a backwards pawn, so it's a weak pawn. But if black manages to push his pawn one step further, then this bishop will be unleashed, and black's position gains some life, but this is risky. Maybe you can get to this, not even by playing this tempo on the bishop, because the bishop just goes back and then the knight and the bishop is controlling e5, and for black only the knight is controlling this e5. So, and currently you can jump here and prevent this knight from coming there. But anyway, you can jump here, knight e5, go after that pawn. Now rook there, maybe defending it like that, but this is kind of a stupid move. Then you can, oh, this is also a double attack, because the rook is also attacking the bishop. So you kind of have to do something against this jump here. So maybe bishop there immediately. But still knight here is coming, and you have very difficulties to defend that pawn. So maybe rook there, and then, not sure, knight here to attack this bishop. And black's position seems to be fine. Maybe the bishop can come around like this, and you don't even need the e5 break. So, okay, knight d7, b6 is... yeah, what does this do? Does Houdini really go after that pawn here? This would be really confusing. Although, if you play bishop d7 and take that pawn with the knight, then you're threatening this pawn also. So this could be an option. But what about queen here? Threatening that pawn. Okay, knight here, g4, knight goes back, bishop takes, pawn takes. No, not rook here. Queen takes, and now there is this knight here, which is a terrible threat. How to prevent this? Knight here doesn't do anything. This could be a very strong sacrifice. Just queen d2. But okay. We probably see the move rook, knight b6, and rook here. Yeah, we have this rook here, bishop d7, and now what? Queen a8 as a defensive move, or what? Just to keep this a pawn alive? Not sure. This would give black a little bit too much time. Not f5, just break here. Or first of all, go here and attack the bishop. So bishop g3, and now break with this to come. Okay, but here you have this move, which is kind of annoying. Developing, or not even. Can go there with the rook. But then the other rook comes in here, and you kind of have to go back with the knight. But okay, this rook can come here, defends this pawn laterally, and this rook can come here, and you can break with e5. So this could be a game continuation. But I would really break with f6 if I were black here. Try to unleash my position. Okay, knight g6, bishop e3 is... We have rook a3, and now knight g3, bishop e3, and bishop d7. This is just transposing to the line I gave. No, not queen here. Queen a1 is the move, just to keep this a pawn. I would have sacrificed it. And then bishop e3, bishop d7, queen a1, bishop c6 is the move. Okay, this could be a deep move or a move which I don't understand. Okay, of course the idea is to defend that pawn, and maybe at some point this diagonal becomes open and this bishop is very strong. And this knight can come back here now. The queen is misplaced, the knight is very good here. And when this knight returns back, then you break with f6, and after e takes, you take with the knight, and have this very nice jump here to e5. So maybe that's the idea. Coming in here, break with f6, and take with the knight and jump in. Not there, not there, not there, not there. But here to e4. Yep. Hello. I'm fine. I'm currently making a chess video and writing some stuff for a job. So today I have no time. But because of the picture, can we do this next week or in 2 weeks? Okay, then I'll call you. Yeah, I'm okay, but I'm currently doing something. How are you? Okay. Then see you next week or in... What? Yeah, sure. But no, not now. Now it's really not good. Okay, thank you. You're really okay? Okay, then see you next week or in 2 weeks. Why not next week? Okay, then see you in 2 weeks. Okay, ciao. Okay, we have currently a very weird position here on the board. Knight g6 and bishop to d2 is the move here by Fritz. Not bishop e3, but oh, bishop g3 we have. So this is also nice, controlling the knight here, and be prepared for this f6 break so that you can take and open up this diagonal. And very nice move, I could like that. Bishop d7 now, and queen a1. Queen a1, bishop c6. What is white doing after bishop c6? Houdini is currently going after the a pawn. Queen a1, rook a6. What, wait, what? Queen a1, rook a6, and queen a2. Why queen a2? That's a mysterious little move. Maybe to be able to play his rook here and to come back with the queen and make some attack here on the king side, but I don't see how, because this is really very weird play here by Fritz. Also by Houdini it's not, but it's also not a position where engines can unveil their real power. So let's say bishop, queen, bishop, rook a6, queen a1, rook a6, bishop b7 we have, queen a1, rook a6, queen a2, bishop c6. So this is how the line continues. Bishop c6, rook fa1, knight c8. So what is knight c8 doing? Probably coming in here to there and prepare some e6 move. So knight c8, knight fd2, knight fd2. Where is this knight heading to? Knight fd2, knight e7, and rook ab1. Rook ab1. But this configuration here on the queen side is really nothing, so I don't really understand these moves. So knight c e7, rook ab1, rook a6 b6, rook a6 b6. So let's say you take this, rook takes b6, right? Yeah, let's go rook b6, queen b6, and queen here, exchange everything, and then break with c6, takes, takes, the rook is now defending this e-pawn, and this knight jumps in there. But okay, this bishop remains poor, so I really don't understand the strategic points of those moves. So let's go with some normal human lines. Queen a1 we have, bishop c6 we have, which defends that pawn, okay, and prepares knight d7 in my eyes. So let's go with this. Knight d7, rook b1, f6. I wouldn't go rook b1, I would go rook e1. Rather, f6, pawn takes, knight takes, and bishop f1 unveils an attack on this pawn here. Knight here takes, takes, queen takes here, threatens this pawn. So this... no, this attacks the knight, so there is no sacrifice, and now you don't threaten this pawn, the rook is covering it. I would go for something like this. This looks good to me. I have also the option of pushing h5, h4 to h3. So this position here on the queen side is very weird. But rook a6 would just be even also weird. Go for rook b6. Rook here, knight there. Well, it's not that weird because you have this f5 square. But what to do from here? Okay, you attack the bishop, but it's a closed position. So you... but you can maybe go h5, h4, and after h3, bishop there. Okay, we have the move h3. Knight e7. We have the move h3 immediately. Okay, we have rook a6, and now the move h3. So knight c8, knight c8, knight e7, rook fe1. Okay, Fritz is really giving like a more normal line to all that. f6 and bishop there, maybe this is the idea. And if takes, then you can take with the knight and exchange everything, and at the end the rook is standing here pressurizing the e-pawn. And this bishop remains poor after all, so maybe this is why Houdini calculates something with knight c8 coming here, coming there. This bishop, but what to do with that bishop? And this rook is also kind of stupid placed. So Knight c8, h4 is what... Yeah, this would give this square for the knight. So yeah, h4 now. Knight g6, e7 and h5. Just keeping a complete lock on the position. Knight here, bishop there, and knight there. Maybe you can break with f6, but okay, I wouldn't go there, I would go there, so that you cannot break. You can, because this pawn is defended by the knight. So also now you can play this move. You could have done this much earlier also. This idea in mind. Okay, very weird board position here. Human wouldn't play like that. h5. Knight fd2 we have after knight c8, knight fd2. Where is this knight heading to? Probably won't take there because it would open up the bishop and give up a knight, which is a joke here. But knight rook a6 b6. Okay, going here, going on this open file there. So let's say rook b1, knight here, rook takes, queen takes, and queen there takes, knight takes, knight here, rook there, and f6. This could be a game opener. But let's see what we really get here. Well, some weird moves played in this winawer French. Here rook a b6, knight d2 we have. Rook a b6. Now bishop g3 h2. Okay, bishop h2. And now queen to d7. Adding more pressure to this pawn. But it's defended twice. Also defending that pawn. So, but okay, knight here coming up with the move f6 to follow. Both positions are very solid, but if I were white I would at some point play f4. But f4, I'm not sure if this does something good, because this queen is on the wrong side of the board. And also this rook is somewhat placed very weird and confusingly. So, yeah, I don't know. Queen a2, a1, bishop h2 is played. And now knight c8, e7. Knight c8, e7. Yeah, this I like more. Knight is coming in here, and maybe at some point he will play f6. I mean, what's wrong with f6? I don't see it. Maybe f5, knight here, bishop there. But also this doesn't really seem to be wrong. Knight just hovers back and then you can play f6. And this knight are really holding the king side together. Maybe something like this. Queen here, queen here. But I think black is here somewhat faster. King here. But okay, you have this defensive knight which is covering the pawn. And this one here. But okay, this thorn pawn is really strong. So I'm not sure if you can do something like this. G4. But what else to do? Knight here. This just is... could be wrong. Okay, wow, we have a move here. We have the move g3. Okay, I will be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. We have the move g3 and rook fe8 now. Yeah, g3 preparing f4, but it kind of locks in that bishop, so rook to e8. Or it can also prepare that move here. That move followed by that move, so then the knight would have to go there. Interesting stuff. Rook e8 we have, so let's go with h4. Knight here. Knight there. If the knight goes here, then g4 traps that knight, so the knight has to go there. But okay, now you have this route via h7 to g5, and you can still break here. But okay, what about g4? Knight here and bishop f4. Knight e2, prevent any. f5, bishop e3, preparing f4. h6 you cannot play, but you can go back with the rook. f4, f6 takes. Knight takes, going after that pawn, but then g5 comes. And this could be very annoying for Houdini, actually. Here this h4, this kingside attack here. But I don't know how dangerous it really is because of that queen over there on the queen side. But okay, it's a very weird position. Not very strategically high-class game play from both sides. Knight f5. And now knight here and g4. Knight there. And knight f5 we have rook fd1. Wait, what? Knight f5, rook fd1 is played. Why not g4? Oh, why not? Sorry, why not h5? Followed by this g4. Maybe the knight can jump in here. But isn't this knight stranded after bishop h3? Where does this knight go? Maybe g5 now. Takes en passant. Knight takes. Or even this knight takes. And also the queen is defending the knight still. So maybe it's not necessary to play g5. So, okay, rook fd1. Maybe at some point this position will open up. Knight f5, rook fd1. Knight gf8. Knight gf8. h5, knight f8 to d7. Okay, preparing f6 finally. But what about g4? Bishop there, f6. No, not bishop there. Bishop here preventing any f6 because this will break the connection between queen and knight. Maybe then f5. Also after this, h5, you could play queen here. But then still that move comes. Knight there. Bishop there, knight there, and now you can play f6 because the queen is defending the knight from g5, from the g5 square. And let's see both evaluations right around here. Probably it's an equal position. Houdini thinks it's slightly better for black, but I don't see any pawn breaks. What Houdini tries to do. But I also see black's position slightly more comfortable, just because of this pieces here on the queen side, which really look weird. But okay, this bishop is also not very good. This rook is on this open file. Very nice play here on the queen side by Houdini. But with this bishop's away from the scene, this would be a much better position for black, I think. But okay. We have the move h5 finally by Fritz. So h5. And now knight f5 e7 is what Houdini thinks is a good move. Maybe breaking with g6. This would be weird, but okay. g4, knight h7. Knight h7. Preparing to jump here. Also, maybe f6 is an option and the rook will come back to f8. So, knight f3, g4, knight h7, knight df, what, knight d2, f3, okay, knight d2, f3, knight e7, c8. What is this knight trying to do? Maybe after f6 should be able to jump in there to go to e4, but I don't really see it. Knight c8, bishop f4 and queen c7, bishop f4 and queen c7. Okay, now f6 is really prepared because you cannot take, because the queen would take the bishop. So let's see. Bishop f4, queen c7, bishop f4, g3 and queen d7. Okay, now shuffling begins. Okay, this is not what the doctor ordered. This is not how you play the French. I think this is not very good here. Bishop f4, bishop g3, queen d7, king g2. Now king g2 and knight h7, g5. This is how the line continues. I would just take and go f4 and bring the queen back at some point, and maybe play h6 and sacrifice this pawn finally. This is what I would try to do here, but okay, this is very weird. g4 we have. Knight e7 and g4. That fd7 is now what's planned. Okay, this is, if not for f6, then what else do you play there? Rook here and f6. I don't know what to do. What else to do here with black? Everything could be ready for f6, e5 to unveil this bishop here. Maybe you can sacrifice some pawns to get this in. But I don't even think that you have to sacrifice pawns to get this in. I think you can just get this in. Yeah, you can just get this in. Knight d7 we have. And now knight f3, rook f8, bishop g3, rook a6. But why rook a6? This is also weird. Move 24 now. It's a very close position. White has more space, but what to do? Maybe the plan is to go rook a6, knight b6, and queen here to add some pressure to this a4 pawn, but you can simply defend it by rook a1. And yeah, the strategic break with f6 here, I'm not sure why this is never played here. Bishop g3 now. We have to move bishop g3. Maybe the bishop is coming in here, pinning that knight, and also preparing g4, also f4, prepare g4. Might be an option, but I would go back with the queen like this, somehow. Bishop g3 now. Fritz is thinking f6 is a good move for black, but king h7 will be played, I think. King h7, bishop g3, queen c8. Knight f3, rook a6. Rook a6, some nonsense moves by Houdini. Rook a6, rook da1, rook da1. d7, b6. Going after that pawn a bit more. Bishop e2, f1. This is Houdini's line. Bishop e2, f1. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure what to learn from this game. This is the current board position. And if not for f6, what else? Maybe g6 can also be played at some point. Knight f2, knight f3, back. b6, bishop f1, b6, bishop h4. Yeah, engines are thinking that this position should be around equal. We have to move rook a6. Yeah, to keep this bishop in the French defense is not so desirable. Knight a4. What does this do? This is defended and that is defended. But maybe at some point g5 will come. Maybe f4, g5, this is the plan. Or f4, g4. King g8, bishop f1. King g8 will be played. h4, king g8, knight g2. What the hell is this about? Knight coming here to f4. Preparing f4, no, f4, f5, probably not. because then the knight would be better here. What to do? Rook d8, rook d8, and I think I will cut this game down. Let's see how long. It's 56 minutes. This game won't open up. I'm not sure. Rook b6 back. Knight f3 back. I will call it draw now. Yeah, this is for nothing. The rook just returns back to b6, and this is not how you play the French. This is clearly not how you play the French defense. Oh, I think I saw Houdini's idea. Houdini wants to break with b5, maybe. Then this a-pawn would be falling. So, yeah. Queen c8 now. Queen c7, I mean. Knight here. Yeah, this knight on e3 looks impressive, but what to do there? Maybe something like f4, f5. Now the rook returns to f8. Bishop e2, f3. Queen d8. Both engines are now in blitz mode. The final 5 minutes are there. With, I think, I'm not sure how much increment, knight e2. And now the move g6, finally breaking on the king side here. Houdini thinks it's slightly better for black here, and yeah, but let's see. g6, knight e3, g takes h5. G takes no, we don't have this. We have takes, and now f takes g6, attacking the bishop. So the bishop goes to e2, and now g5. Control this f4 break, and also some knight or bishop jumps to those squares. Probably followed up with knight g6. At least I would do that. And this pawn, it's a weak backward pawn, undefended, but how to attack it? Probably you have to go f4 instantly. f4 takes, knight takes. Not sure. Okay, this configuration here on the queen side is terrible. So let's see how to break this down for black. Oh, sorry. Queen e8. Rook a h8. No, we don't have rook a h8. We have to move f4 finally. Queen g6 now. Rook a f1. And queen g7 or rook a6. Okay, now you can break here. No, you can't. Takes. Does this stuff really continue? Bishop going back. Rook f8, f7. Well, let's see, what's the idea here? Oh, maybe the rook wants to come back and help the other rook. Why not taking here, actually? Knight takes. Rook takes. Oh, because the rook is there to defend. So bishop here. Now the bishop is also defending here, and is probably better placed here on this d2 square. Now things are happening. Rook a8. Okay, rook a8 we had. Queen b1. Wait, why? Something is now not working. Queen here, rook there. Bishop there. Pawn there. Knight there, and queen here. This were the current moves played on the board. And let's see both evaluations. Right around here, okay, Houdini thinks it's winning for black. And also Fritz 11 thinks it's winning for black. Yeah, this bishop is probably not that important in this structure, but okay, it's holding the queen side together. Bishop takes here, knight here, and bishop f4. Wait, what? Knight here takes and knight there. Rook here, bishop takes there. Okay, distraction tactic. If rook takes, and rook takes here, and this is over. So we have this move, and now rook takes, queen takes, knight takes, rook takes, and bishop takes on c2, or even that move first. But now you can go there, right? Now queen e3, going after that pawn, and this is not defendable. This pawn will also fall, and the a pawn is just winning. Okay, now it's over. Now it's really over. There is nothing to play for here for white anymore. This will be a resigner for white in some minutes. Okay, Fritz is thinking it's even worse than Houdini thinks. So this position is bad for white. We now got this. Rook here, king there, rook here. King there, and rook takes there. Maybe something if bishop takes there. Bishop is coming here, and there are some checkmate threats on this g2 square, maybe. Okay, we don't have this check. Oh. Yeah, okay, let's skip the analysis. This can now, everybody can win this now. Okay. Now the threat is queen h1. So the knight is blocking. Now queen g5. Bishop takes knight, rook takes knight. I will take this pawn. Yeah, this is a nice finishing touch of the game. Okay, let's see what were the interesting moments of this game. Let's ask Houdini why not the break right here or the break right there. So let's ask Houdini. Tactical mode. So first of all, let's see how long they played theory. Probably not very long. Bishop here, knight here, c5, takes, castles, bishop d2, and h6. This was the last theory move. Okay, h6, h4, 4, knight c6. Okay, we have this c5 move. Not sure about this c5 move. What about my plan with b6? Then probably queen e1, queen e2. I will play queen e2. I would play queen e2. No, queen e2 traps the bishop, so castles. And now bishop here. Bishop b5, I would just take it. A takes, and play the move knight bd7. And now queen e2. And now what about the move f6? No, f6 doesn't work. What about knight here? I'm not quite sure. What about h5? We'll go h5 here. c4. Okay, d takes c4, queen takes c4, and now I would jump in here to f5, d5. Fair enough, breaking down the center. Okay, you can also go to d5. What about this? d5, bishop a3, queen e7, queen d3. Okay, now c4 is an idea. Okay, where was my mistake? Knight f5. It's probably not. So h5 is probably not the greatest of all moves. So queen c8. F6 doesn't work. What about knight here too? What about knight g6? Bishop d2. Queen here. Rook h4. f6. G takes. Knight takes. D takes c5. Pawn takes c5. And c4. c5. Then the knight doesn't have the square anymore. So d4. Not quite sure. Okay, the queen is also defending that pawn, so you can maybe go rook here, but I think the evaluation now is better for white due to this rook attacking the pawn. Okay, enough of that. c4, b6 is also playable and exchanges bishop, c4, and now a5. Castles, knight here, bishop there, knight there. What about the move f6 here? New variation. Takes, knight takes, and bishop goes back. Queen here, bishop goes there, knight goes there, knight goes there. Okay, this is a nice little move because it's threatening rook takes knight. So knight here, knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, and b6. Okay, this knight can come to f5. Why b6? Why not, let's say, okay, this bishop is pinning the knight, so let's say rook here. Okay, then this bishop will come maybe there. Okay, this f6 could be playable with that position, but okay, we have knight b6, rook here, knight to g6, bishop to g3 because the bishop was attacked, and bishop d7 going after that pawn on a4, rook here, bishop to c6. Okay, there is a little bit of doing nothing. White is trying to do something here. And now the king goes back, rook goes back, queen here, rook there. And finally we have this g6 move, which is nice, of course. And here the game really started. Rook takes, bishop takes. So here I have a question. What about taking the queen there? Then rook f2 check. Rook here. And rook takes e2. Knight f3. Sail rook e3. Using the fact that this bishop is pinned to the queen. But okay, bishop takes e3 is also good. What about king g2 attacking the rook? Yeah, then the knight just falls. And this should be better for black. Okay, bishop takes f1 we had. Queen takes g5. Bishop takes h6, attacking the rook. Knight f5. What about taking the rook here? Then it's knight takes e5. Okay, let's take everything. Queen g3 check. And now finally this dead bishop comes to life via d4. And this is a discovered check by this c6 bishop check. And the only move available is bishop here and then queen takes mate. So okay, we have to move bishop f4. Knight takes e5 nevertheless. Bishop takes. And knight here attacking the bishop. Here, bishop there. Queen here, rook takes, queen takes. Yeah, this is now completely done. Of course, these were the last couple of moves. Here, yeah. Okay, here you cannot take. This you take. And why here? Why not take this pawn here? Queen here, check. Oh, only move, and now queen here picks up that bishop, so that's why you cannot take this pawn. So the game ended here because after queen takes and one of these pawns are going through and will become a queen. So that was the game. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.